I served the city of Chicago honorably for 30 years, and now I'm penalized for something that I did for a city. My son was actually one of the persons that was arrested for marijuana, so I thought it'd be fit for me to have my family benefit from something that, traumatized us by him being arrested for it.
100 strong, because over here, we like to keep things 100 strong. What's that word, family? Hey, man, check this out.
Brush, apply the brush, brush, apply the brush, brush, apply the brush, yeah, brush, apply the brush.
It took 6 long years for this group of Chicagoans to get a state license to sell marijuana. The business group thought they were close to their dream of owning a dispensary when they leased this shuttered Northwest Side restaurant.
This is a great location. I mean, we've got heavy traffic on Western Avenue as well as Peterson.
The 15-member diverse group is called the Canay Group. It includes several Chicago Black retired police officers. The group worked with 40th Ward Alderman Andre Vasquez in finding the location. He was originally supportive, but now Vasquez has decided not to approve a zoning change for the dispensary.
Nothing. It ain't happening.
Vasquez says while the majority of his ward supports a dispensary, some residents have concerns about retired officers owning one.
There is, in their belief, a fundamental injustice when the folks owning a dispensary were the same people arresting people for selling the exact same product. People who are currently incarcerated.
Michael Ward was a Chicago police officer for 30 years. During his career, he says he did make arrests for large quantities of marijuana because he was sworn in to follow the law.
And I shouldn't be penalized just because I served the city of Chicago honorably for 30 years, and now I'm penalized for something that I did for a city.
Ward says he has personally been affected by the injustices of past drug laws.
My son was actually one of the persons that was arrested for marijuana, so I thought it'd be fit for me to have my family benefit from something that, traumatized us by him being arrested for it.
Ward and his team's proposal includes a community component where profits would be put back into the community.
5% of the profits would go into a trust that would be jointly run by members of our team and members of the community.
Vasquez likes the idea of a community trust, but it's not enough to convince him to allow the Canay Group to move forward.
When we had enough pushback from people, not because it was cannabis, but because who the owner was, we had to take that into account also.
Well, what do you think about that, folks? A group of ex-officers, they had their license denied, not because of the business that they wanted to open. It was because these guys used to be cops and arresting people for the same thing that they trying to do right now. So imagine that, man. Imagine a drug dealer go over to be a cop. That can't happen, right? So why should a cop be able to go over and be a drug dealer, man? Shout out to that community. Those dispensaries inside of the city of Chicago should be ran and operated by people who have been arrested for selling those drugs to support their families. That's the thing right there. Then this cop right here, he throws himself up there and he say, well, my son got arrested. That traumatized my family. Bro, you were a cop. That shit was not traumatizing to your family. You knew that your son was selling drugs more than likely, and it was a good chance he was going to get caught by your cop buddies. And you probably warned him and talked to him about it, and he still did it. So don't come to us with that. It was traumatizing for my family. I do want to say the alderman is kind of bogus because he was going with it and then he changed his mind, but he wasn't bogus because he listened to the people. Now, if the mayor of Chicago actually listened to the citizens, he would do the right thing, just like this alder person right here. And that's what makes the aldermen so effective in Chicago. You can actually go to their office. Their office is in the community. You can stand in front of their office every day with a protest sign or wait on them to come out. So shout out to that alderman for actually listening to his citizens, man. I don't know if these guys was going to be successful anyway. How could y'all think that y'all being black, y'all was going to be able to set up a dispensary, man, sell drugs in the Hispanic community, bro? Them Hispanics ain't going for that shit. No, they gonna save that spot for another Hispanic person because that's what they do. Why y'all ain't in the black community trying to give jobs out or do things like this? You know, that's what we got to look at, because trust me, that spot right there will be owned and operated by a Hispanic person. No black person will come into a Hispanic community in Chicago and open a thriving business like a dispensary. You don't even need no advertisement for a dispensary. The customers are going to come. To make it so much worse, these guys happen to be ex-cops, minority group of ex-cops trying to sell drugs now. And like I said in the beginning, a drug dealer should not be able to become a cop, and the cop should not be able to become a drug dealer in America. But tell me how y'all feel about this situation. I'll be back with more news and commentary. Peace.
Pressure, I apply the pressure. Pressure, I apply the pressure. Pressure, I apply the pressure. Yeah, pressure, I apply the pressure.